What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. My name is Andrew, but you can call me Andy, and this is J-Rock MD, the show where we talk about all things J-Rock. And guys, on today's channel, we are reacting to the highly requested, not so extensive guide to baby metal on a Fox Songs channel. Let's go. Among all the baby metal stuff, this specific video has been recommended so much so that you guys, and especially people over on our Patreon, have said that we need to watch this before we continue down our baby metal foxhole. And you know what I say to that? Why not? We are going to react to this 30-minute video. And again, if you are watching this on Patreon, you are seeing it a few days earlier than those on YouTube. And if you want to become a Patreon and you're on YouTube, definitely join the crew because we got a lot of cool stuff going on here, especially in just a few weeks, we will be reacting to our first ever full live show of baby metal. It is one of their first significant ones, which will be Baby Metal 1997. I believe it's called Legend 1997. So I'm super excited to watch that in its entirety. If you're going to stay here on the YouTubes, that's totally fine, because we will be cutting some clips from that show and putting it on YouTube for you to watch. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the baby metal sphere, so you got to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification so you never miss a baby metal video.
Reaction starting in 3, 2, 1.
First of all, we have to thank a Fox Song, or whoever actually created this video. I know it's on their channel, but whoever created this video here, how many views does this thing got? This has got a whopping 34k views. And again, it's going to obviously walk through apparently baby metal's history. There could be some clips and spoilers, but apparently it's only supposed to tease what's to come. And I'm super excited to learn more about the band, kind of from start, how they started. I know there's this huge legacy with them. They had a little bit of a hiatus and now they're back and better than ever. So it's time to kind of get an explanation. I will be pausing it here and there if I need to and making some commentary over it while we watch it. So let's just, I don't know, kick back, grab a drink, enjoy, and here we go. Let's press play.
Little to the left. There. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to my not so extensive guide to baby metal.
Let's go.
This will hopefully be entertaining. However, if it isn't, it will at least be informative, and if not that, I will be content to know I drained away some of your precious free time. Also,
I love the
depending on
humor.
how much further you are in the future, there could be an updated version of this guide linked in the description. Now, with that settled, and without further ado, let's continue. So, you may be asking, or perhaps not, what exactly is a baby metal? Baby metal is a Japanese kawaii metal band. Kawaii meaning cute or adorable, and is a
Is it
subgenre
Korean?
of metal
No.
they created.
はい、ベビーメタルの音楽は元からカワイイとメタルの2つを融合した音楽性でやっているんですけど、その音楽性は今もなお変わってないと思っています。
They were formed in 2010, and their name comes from the birth of this new style of metal which fuses Japanese pop with various genres of metal. The three members
I love how they are distinguishing that this is not a Korean pop group. This is Japanese.
are Sumetal, Moametal, and Moametal.
We are Baby Metal!
They are backed
Love
by
it.
a group of session musicians known as the Kami Band for live
Kami
shows.
Band.
Their discography
They
includes
rock
4
so
studio
hard.
albums, a greatest hit album, a large amount of live albums, and DVD Blu-ray releases. Despite what some may
4
think whenever they hear
albums.
Japanese music,
Only.
Baby Metal hasn't produced any music for anime, though they did create the opening song for the Western cartoon Unikitty.
Really? That's pretty
Baby
cool.
Metal originally started as a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin, an all-girl Japanese idol group themed around school life and extracurricular activities, which was formed in 2010 by the Amuse Talent Agency. It should be emphasized that Sakura Gakuin was not actually a school, so all the girls still attended a regular school. The group would normally contain between 10 and 12 members at a time, of whom fell within the ages of 10 to 15 years old. Members would transfer out and go on to other ventures when they had finished compulsory education. And leading up to that, they would release an annual studio album and hold a road to graduation concert.
Sounds pretty good.
Then, new members would transfer into the group. They had released 11 studio albums, one for each year,
Wow.
up until it disbanded in 2021. Babymetal was originally formed as the Heavy Music Club by the producer Kei Kobayashi.
That is so crazy to just see them so young here. If I'm being honest, I'm not like too familiar when it comes to like idol groups and idol culture in Japan. I've watched some documentaries and explainers talking about the toxicity of this type of industry in Japan. I mean, entertainment industries anywhere in any country are more than likely toxic and exploitative. So yeah, I don't know, when I see stuff like this, I'm always just like, oh, okay, like, yeah, they were young when they started, but I mean, they're still doing it now and they seem like they're doing pretty good, so don't need to go deeper into that rabbit hole. Let's go down the foxhole though.
The founding members, Suzuka, Moa, and the now former member, Yui. They released 4 songs under Sakura Gakuin, but only 3 appeared on SG albums in some form. All 3 members also continued to do other SG activities in addition to performing with Babymetal while they were still members. In 2013, Babymetal split from SG and became an independent act due to Sue's graduation and leaving Sakura Gakuin and the rising popularity of Babymetal, while Yui and Moa remained in SG until their graduation in 2015. Now let's meet the members of Babymetal.
Let's
First
do it.
off, we have Sumetal, full name Suzuka Nakamoto, who was born on December 20th, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan.
Hiroshima!
She has been a performer most her life and was admitted to
That's where my
Actors
girlfriend's
School
from.
Hiroshima at the age of 8, where she also performed with her sister Himeka in a duo called Tween. She was signed by Amuse Talent Agency in 2007, after she had finished in 2nd place at an audition held by the company. She was then placed in a group called Karen Girls, which had been formed to sing songs for the anime Zettai Karen children, and then disbanded when the show had ended. Later in 2010, Sue became one of the founding members of Sakura Gakuin, where she became the lead vocalist of the Heavy Music Club because of her surprisingly powerful vocal ability and unique stage presence for such a young age. She had also become the student council president during her final year and had a single solo song titled Sakura Iro no Avenue.
So she was like destined from a young age to be a prodigy, like like she just hitting all these marks, all these accolades, like just destined to be a star.
On Babymetal's first 2 albums, Sumetal has 4 solo songs: Akatsuki, Rondo of Nightmare, Amore, and No Rain,
Have not heard
No
any
Rainbow.
of those.
Sue usually takes the leadership role for Babymetal in most situations, including media appearances. She has worked very hard to improve her English over the years as well.
Very nervous, but after a few songs, the audience react to our singing and dancing. I really wanted to perform there, so I'm very happy that my dream came true.
She also has songs that she sings entirely in English, such as Believing, From Dusk Till Dawn, and the English versions of both Elevator Girl and The One. Her life dream was to become a singer and songwriter, with the former coming true early in her life, and the latter when she became the credited lyricist for their song Divine Attack, off their concept album released in 2023.
Haven't heard that
Sue
one
has
yet.
spent years expanding her vocal capabilities and has always surprised listeners with her range, even learning to rap specifically for their song BMC. Yet despite her very serious nature when it comes to her role in baby metal and her ability to project a very commanding presence on stage when needed, at her core, she is a girl that is incredibly sweet, goofy, and dorky incarnate.
I love that. She doesn't take herself seriously. She takes her craft seriously, but she doesn't take herself seriously. That is a very important distinction.
Something she often unleashes on stage.
I love it.
Next up, we have Moametal.
Moa!
Moa Kikuchi, born on July 4th, 1999 in Nagoya, Japan. Moa is the shortest member.
Oh, yeah. The shortest member. We just had to throw that out there.
As I was saying, Moa is the shortest member of baby metal, standing at just 5 feet tall.
Wow, she's tiny.
Even today, she struggles with her eternal battle with smallness.
でもなんだろうな、年齢とか身長とかの成長とか、あとは環境の変化に
Moa started performing at a very young age and was signed by Amuse in 2007 after winning a competition held by the company. In 2010, Moa joined Sakura Gakuin, where she became a member of the Mini Patty Cooking Club, donning the green bandana, the Twinkle Stars Baton Club, and the Heavy Music Club, where she took the role of scream and dance, though it may be best to not take the word scream literally. When Baby Metal split off in 2013, she continued on with SG, and like Sue before her, became the student council president in her final year before she eventually graduated in 2015. During the early years of Baby Metal, Moa was a member of the subunit.
I'm echoing myself. I will never understand the innings and inner workings of these idol culture subgroups and the graduations and it's just so beyond me, over my head. Never taken the time to understand it. Not even sure if I want to really, but it's interesting that that's where they came from. That's where they started. And what I've seen, literally just reacted to one of their big collabs, just seeing something like them collabing with Electric Callboy. So it's really cool to watch this and just kind of see where they started.
Known as Black Baby Metal with Yui-metal, where they performed 4 songs as a duo.
Black
Onidari Daisakusen, Song 4, GJ, and Sis Anger. She was also credited as writing the lyrics to Song 4 together with Yui. It is currently unknown if Black Baby Metal or any of these songs will return now that Momo has joined Baby Metal. Moa does enjoy singing, which she has been doing since she was in Sakura Gakuin, even doing a few special solo performances, such as taking the lead role for their song Headbanger at concerts to celebrate her birthday, and performing several Black Baby Metal songs by herself. However, she has said she has no desire for taking lead, as her passion is for dancing, something she has worked hard mastering, as she had very little experience in it when she joined the group.
Wow, interesting.
In fact, her only greater passion may be for food, which she loves, and she is quite determined to make sure this isn't missed by anyone.
アイドルのことと、あとやっぱ食べ物が好きなので
Moa has always been a kind-hearted and loving person, and someone who really enjoys interacting with the crowd so as to better show her love and appreciation for the fans. Apparently that applies to security guards as well. That is, if she isn't bonking them over the head while she continues to fight a losing war against the flag.
Love that. That dang flag.
Now, onto our newest member.
Yes.
ガラガラガラガラガラガラガラガラ
I love Momo, by the way.
Moametal. Full name Momoko Okazaki, who was born on March 3rd, 2003 in Fukuoka, Japan, and she moved to her hometown of Kanagawa at the age of 3.
I lived in Fukuoka.
She joined
3
Amuse
years.
in 2014 and transferred into Sakura
Probably why I like her
Gakuin
so
in the
much.
following year, and like Moa, joined the Mini Patty Cooking Club, except donning the yellow
The
bandana,
mini
as well
patty
as the Science
club.
Logica Club. Momo loves to
So
dance,
interesting.
with her dream once being to become a backup dancer to an artist. Her training started at around the age of 9, becoming skilled in
Wow.
ballet, hip-hop, and jazz. So when she joined SG, she became known as one of their best dancers and even choreographed a dance for the group. She is also the daughter of the famous Japanese comedian,
Choreographer.
stage name Hanamaru Hakata, and this could explain her sense of humor and all-around goofy nature, as well as her propensity to smile a lot. Like seriously, she seems to love smiling more than breathing.
That's what I
If she
like
does
about
something
her.
better than dancing, it's probably smiling. In fact, the perpetual energy generator might be a myth.
Yeah, it's
But the
contagious for
perpetual
sure.
joy generator may have been proven with the existence of Momo. She appears to be a living embodiment of a fusion reactor of joy, spreading happiness everywhere she goes. Momo has
Aw.
also had a modeling and acting career, appearing in commercials and TV shows, as well as making a film debut with Itazura and a Kiss in 2016, and even playing Elizabeth Midford in the Black Butler musical in 2017 to 18.
Wow. All these girls, super, super talented. Like, you just have these 3 talents from different walks of life coming together, going through Sakura Gakuin, and then it's just crazy. And we're only, what, a third way through this video? Oh, man. Thank you so much for recommending this. I'm so in it.
Then, in 2018, she graduated SG and left Amuse to transfer to a high school abroad so she could fulfill one of her goals of studying English in a native-speaking country, and didn't reappear to the public eye until her appearance at the Taiwanese music festival Super Slipper 10 in August of 2019 as an Avenger, one of the 3
Yui.
rotating backup dancers for Babymetal that temporarily...
I've heard about the Avengers. I remember that a few times I said, oh, it's Momo. And you guys are like, no, that's not Momo. That's an Avenger. It's pre-Momo being a full-time member. So really interesting that she did premiere in Taiwan with them for the first time. That's cool.
filled the empty spot left by Yui's departure from the group, fulfilling her dream to be a backup dancer for an artist. Momo got beyond her expectations and was able to accomplish something she probably thought of as impossible. Her implausible wish came true when on April 1st in 2023, she was finally named Moametal, taking the role of Scream and Dance in Babymetal. Then less than a year later, during the concerts to celebrate her birthday, she proceeded to take the role Scream,
Loved
literally,
this.
when she took the lead role for their song
Loved this.
Headbanger, as well as the special performance of Metataro. Though I am pretty sure Moa was just wishing for reinforcements against the flag, and very rarely do we get everything we want.
Flawless victory.
When Momo had joined Babymetal, it had been over 5 years since the group had started operating as a duo with just Sue and Moa. Yui Mizuno, formerly known as Yui-metal, had stopped performing with Babymetal in late 2017.
This is what I've
due
had a
to
lot
an
of questions
undisclosed
about.
health issue, and officially
Undisclosed
retired
health
from the
issue.
group on October 19th in 2018 with a statement of her decision, which also thanked and apologized to her fans and those she worked with. This was the last time she has been heard from since then, except the brief comments made in the Sakura Gakuin 10th anniversary book. Yui had tried out for Sakura
okay?
Gakuin with Moa at the...
Hold on. Is she okay? Like, does anybody know what's up with Yui? Did she just disappear from the public eye? She doesn't want to be seen. She wants away from the stardom. Is she still sick? Is she okay? Like, so interesting. I hope she's doing well.
age of 11 with the song Over the Future from Sue's former group Karen Girls, a song Babymetal would later perform a cover of at their Legend D concert in 2012. She was a sweet and shy girl who was good at dancing and loved tomatoes. And the music from Sue's former
Love
group
tomatoes.
inspired
So
her
random.
as it helped her endure a family member's life-threatening illness. Throughout their time in SG and Babymetal together, the 3 girls had regarded each other as family, and that hasn't changed after her departure. Most importantly, Sue and Moa has said they supported Yui and respected the decision she made to leave, as well as whatever she chose to do in the future. A message some of her fans should take to heart. Babymetal started as a quixotic brainchild.
I feel like still is like glazing over this whole thing. Like there's no indication of what happened. Maybe it's just me being curious or nosy, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just really curious, like what happened there? Were those just like PR written answers by like Sue and Moa, or is there something deeper going on? I feel like if anything you guys will know, but I know this is the extensive, or I guess not so extensive guide. So interesting. Koba
Metal, full name Kei Kobayashi, who has been a producer at Amuse since 1996. He had felt the metal scene in Japan was getting increasingly old and needed a jolt of youth to jumpstart the genre's popularity again. So, after he was assigned to Sakura Gakuin, he began creating the Japanese pop metal fusion group he had planned. When he had heard Sue singing at the Karen Girls' farewell concert, he was convinced that with her vocal capability, she wouldn't be overwhelmed by a full metal band. So he chose her to be the lead vocalist. Then, to add an idol-like dance aspect, he recruited Yui and Moa, and then began working with Mikiko Mizuno, the choreographer that was assigned to Sakura Gakuin. She had been teaching dance since 19, based on her experience in ballet and street dance. Though she had no experience with the metal genre, she was able to adapt her choreography to the music and has become a key part to Babymetal's success since the beginning, as the dancing became integral to the group.
I love seeing the faces that you don't see on stage, that don't get the praise from the general fans, you know, in the form of Koba and the choreographer here. Like, I feel like it's just so interesting. Obviously, deep fans, and I'm on my way to being one of them, will know and will praise them and will point out things and the work that they've done. So I love that this is shedding light on that.
When the girls began working on the music, they were shocked at what they had begun working on, as none of them had experience with metal and had initially found it to be scary. They had also mistook the devil horns that is often used by metalheads for fox shadow play, something that was then adopted by them. The mistake also became the foundation of the sci-fi fantasy lore.
So it was a mistake? This is a mistake? In all those concerts with all those keys in it, it's based off of a mistake. That's wild. I love that.
That surrounds the band. Lore that is filled with puns, pop culture references, and parody, things Koba has a fondness for, and can be quite convoluted.
The other
so it is
one
impossible to go into too much detail with this video.
I love that.
With that in mind, I will only cover some aspects that commonly come up. An example is that when Babymetal introduces themselves, they will use a pun with the English word death instead of the Japanese word des. As des means I am or we are and is pronounced similarly. The fox hand sign they adopted became the inspiration for the fox god, Babymetal's fictional god of metal that summoned them. Also, whenever there has been a question in an interview they can't or don't want to answer, they have been known to respond with,
"Only the fox god knows."
You will see
Good
a lot
PR
of
move.
fox
Good
imagery
PR
in
move.
various aspects of
Very
Babymetal,
convenient.
including some elaborate
That looks
set
dope.
designs they've had over the years.
What show is that
A
in?
fan is also referred to as a
dope.
kitsune, the Japanese word for fox, and occasionally magitsune as the female equivalent. While Babymetal refers to the whole of the fan base as the One, for which they wrote their song of the same name in tribute to them. They also
So we are
created
the
the
One?
English version because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese lyrics of their songs.
That's so
Another
nice.
thing to be aware of is April 1st, also known as Fox Day,
What?
which is the official holiday of Babymetal.
Marking that on
A
my
lot of
calendar right
releases,
now.
announcements and
That's
concerts
awesome.
happen on or around this day, and you will see it repeatedly appear in their past. Now let's discuss some of their history and how
North
they reached
America
to where
tour.
they are today.
New album.
Early on, with almost no budget due to being a part of a fledgling idol group, Babymetal had sourced their clothes from friends and family.
Oh,
They also couldn't afford a live band through their earliest years, performing to backtracks and later adding a group called Baby Bones, who wore skeleton costumes and danced around while pretending to play the instruments. They eventually made their live
weird.
debut at the first Sakura Gakuin festival in November of 2010 with a performance of Doki Doki Morning. The song would eventually be released on SG's first album in April of 2011 and then as a digital single. Eventually, a music video for it was released on a limited edition DVD in October
I've
of
not
2011
watched any Baby
and
Metal music
sparked their
videos yet.
first instance of going viral
Only the
on the internet that
collabs
same
or
year.
features.
Then in March of 2012, a cover of Doki Doki Morning was released by the band Kiba of Akiba on a collaboration CD single with Baby Metal, where each band would cover each other's song. This led Baby Metal to performing Kiba of Akiba's song Animation with You at many of their early shows. Unsatisfied with only performing at regular SG events, Baby Metal slowly began performing at places like strip malls, small venues, and eventually in August of 2012, they became the youngest performers to ever play at the Summer Sonic Music Festival in Japan.
It's so weird because I just saw an announcement like yesterday as of filming this that they're playing the Summer Sonic 2025. So it's like 13 years later, they're doing that festival, and this is where it started, 2012. It's crazy that like seeing these groups that literally play any single show that they can. I last summer went to see Green Day, right? Like if you don't know Green Day, then I can't help you there, but they were talking about like how they would literally play any show they could. They would go to like this person's basement, play a show for like 20 people, anybody that would listen, crash on a couch, go to the next couch, next friend of a friend in a different town, go to a mall, bottom of a bar, crash a bar, and just kind of seeing, Baby Metal's how they started. I mean, probably a little bit different. They probably at this point had the leverage of Sakura Gakuin to book bigger shows, but just kind of seeing all of these small shows that kind of add up, and then finally they get that big break, which here seems like Summer Sonic.
They were on a small stage near the food court, usually reserved for people like stand-up comedians,
near the
were
food
a late
court.
addition to the lineup with the tickets already sold out. So the girls were worried no one would come see them. However, their music drew a crowd regardless.
That's awesome.
As many surprised by their performance had stopped eating to watch the curiosity. Then, with their growing popularity online, they had their first performance outside of Japan in November of that year at the anime festival held in Singapore.
Wow.
Also in late 2012, on October 6th at their Legend Eye concert, Baby Metal's live session band, known as the Kami Band, had made their debut for 2 songs.
That's dope.
Then, on February
Kami
26th
Band?
of 2014, Baby Metal finally released their first album,
2014,
simply
let's
titled
go.
Baby Metal. This was
That's
followed
awesome.
shortly after, on March 1st and 2nd, with them performing at the Budokan, a venue that has obtained worldwide fame, with many legendary artists performing there.
The Budokan, for those of you, and if you're watching this, you probably know, is literally a rite of passage for any Japanese artist. Once you've kind of hit the Budokan, it's like, okay, you've made it, and you're on your path for bigger and better things, worldwide acclaim. The Budokan is like a rite of passage. Any Japanese group worth their salt will get there. Will get to the Budokan, and it's a legendary milestone.
This also marked a milestone for Sue, as she had dreamed of performing there since she was a little girl.
Of course.
It was also the point where the Kami Band would become a permanent presence for the group.
Let's go, thank
And after
goodness.
the shows, Baby Metal announced their first world tour, which included the US, the UK, and various other countries in Europe. The album release and the Gimme Chocolate music video going viral online led to what became a major step forward for the band.
So that really
when
was
they
their
were
big
invited
break.
to the UK Sonosphere Festival in 2014.
Wow.
As
what
this
the
would propel
prodigy.
them toward being legitimized on an international
Wow.
level.
Yeah.
Initially, they had been slated on a small side stage. However, due to the buzz online and a grassroots effort by baby metal fans, they were moved up to the main stage of about 50.
I'm going to say that right now, you baby metal fans are nuts. Like, some of the craziest, most welcoming, most dedicated I've seen in most fan bases. I am like, you know, One OK Rock are my ride or dies, and like I find like our fandom really good, but I just wish that sometimes they would go above and beyond the way that baby metal's fan base does.
1,000 people, which became their first large stage outside of Japan.
Wow.
The girls had initially been worried the crowd would not accept them, as UK festival crowds are notoriously hostile. Most of the people there had no idea who they were and were perplexed at what they were seeing. But by the time baby metal were walking off the stage, they were shouting for more.
That's dope.
On November 8th of 2014 at O2 Academy in Brixton, UK, they debuted their song Road of Resistance, a song created in collaboration with Herman Lee and Sam Totman of Dragon Force.
Yeah.
And it would eventually be released as their first single of their second studio album. Later, on June 15th of 2015, they would attend the Metal Hammer Golden Gods to accept the award for Best Breakthrough Band, where they would also perform Road of Resistance and Gimme Chocolate, both with Dragon Force as their backing band.
That's dope.
They had
They actually
previously
played
performed
it with
Gimme Chocolate
them?
with Dragon Force a few days before the award ceremony at the
Really?
Download Festival in the UK, when Baby Metal crashed the event with an invite by Dragon Force after the event coordinator had rejected the numerous fan requests
That is
to invite
metal
them
as
by
fuck.
saying that they had no place at Download and were only a Japanese fad. Baby Metal's
The disrespect. And that's what you see in this industry, is just mad disrespect, presumptuism, and just overall these big egos and heads. And love this. Super metal to crash the party.
second album, titled Metal Resistance, would release on April 1st
Oh, here
in
it
2016.
is.
The international release included the exclusive track From Dusk Till Dawn, while the Japanese
Banger.
version had the song
Banger.
Syncopation.
Syncopation is
instead.
better.
The
Syncopation is
international
better.
version would also include the English version of The One instead of its Japanese counterpart. Their 2016 tour then kicked off on April 2nd at the Wembley Arena in the UK,
Oh, I need
which
to see
eventually
this
took them back to the
show.
Download Festival in the following June.
We'll get there.
But this time with an official invite and on the main stage.
Hell yeah.
In July of that year, Baby Metal had also made a special appearance at the 2016 Alternative Press Music Awards in the US, where they performed their single Karate. And afterward, Rob Halford
Karate.
of Judas Priest
Still such a
joined
good
them on
song.
stage
Judas
to
Priest?
perform the Judas Priest songs Painkiller and Breaking the Law.
That's dope.
They then concluded the world tour with 2 back-to-back shows at the Tokyo Dome, with about 55,000 fans attending each night.
If you have never been to Tokyo Dome to see any show, like, I can't explain to you, it's not the biggest stadium in the world. I mean, there are bigger stadiums, and stadiums with bigger capacity. This is like a 55,000. There are 75,000 capacity, but it is just, it feels massive. Like, you're in there and it is big. Like, if you're selling that out, like,
and where Sue would troll Moa in front of them. I do wonder if Sue was brave or naive. Throughout the year in 2017, Baby Metal supported various artists as an opening act on their world tours, including Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses, Korn and Stone Sour on several of their shows. They then commenced their 5 Fox Festival tour, where they held several shows in Japan.
I'm not gonna lie, even like from watching them, I didn't realize, like, at this point at least, how big they were, opening for literally like the gods of metal, like literally the household names of metal. Wild.
With specific audience requirements such as all male, all female, all teenagers, and so on.
Really? Interesting.
This tour concluded with the big Fox Festival shows, with the final one on October 15th being the last time Baby Metal would perform as the original trio. Prior to the Legend S concert that was held in December of 2017 to celebrate Sue's 20th birthday, it was announced that Yui was advised by her doctor not to perform at this show.
Wow.
Sue and Moa had considered cancelling it, but Moa knew how important it was to Sue, as it would take place in her hometown of Hiroshima, so they agreed to continue on as a duo. This would also unfortunately become the last show the Kami band member Mikio Fujioka would perform with Babymetal, as their longtime guitarist passed away on January 5th of 2018 from falling injuries suffered while stargazing. While the dark side...
I actually do remember when reacting to the Trio of Lights, y'all mentioning that. And it kind of went a little over my head, and I read those comments, and I'm like, what? Like, and now seeing this, it's like, damn, I got shivers from hearing that. It's nuts, man. So sad.
Law had been planned far in advance of these events. It became truly reflective of the most difficult year for Babymetal, as Sue and Moa, as well as the fans, tried to adjust to the absence of Yui. Sue and Moa had also discussed quitting after Yui left, but chose to continue on so as to leave open the spot for her if she would return. They also wanted to prove that they could do it themselves, and though it was hard, the struggles had created a stronger bond between them as they learned to rely on each other more. The 2018 tour would see them return to Download again, to a massive crowd, despite the entirety of the tour being a dance formation experiment with additional backup dancers to support Sue and Moa, and even a change in costumes to make them look like elves.
Interesting.
And whatever this is.
I can imagine this is like the experimental, the what's going on. A lot of maybe deeper fans fell off and criticized this moment in Babymetal history. Every band kind of goes through this period, a slump, a rocky period, a identity crisis, and this could be due to members leaving. This could be due to wondering how to proceed with their sound, and so it happens. I mean, I'm a One OK Rocker, and I mean, Eye of the Storm, biggest example of a lot, maybe even this level of where they're at. So I can understand. If we talk in One OK Rock terms, I can understand anything.
The following year was an improvement over the last, when in June of 2019, the first major concert of the year was held. With it came the announcement of the Avengers, which would fill the empty spot, restoring the three-person formation fans preferred. They didn't sing, nor have a mic, and it was never announced who the three girls were. However, fans at the shows were able to recognize them as Riho Sayashi, formerly of the J-pop group Morning Musume, who is now a solo artist and actress, and Kano Fujihira, previously from Sakura Gakuin, who later joined the J-pop group 1-5, as well as the now current member of Babymetal, Momoko Okazaki.
Momo.
This would also be the concert that their song Papa Ya, from the album that was coming out later that year,
Haven't heard that yet.
would make its live debut, featuring the Thai rapper F Hero, who appeared personally to perform his part. Then, on October 11th,
Wait. He's in another song with them? I just reacted to the song. It was like the collab with the three of them, with the other Thai group, and that was amazing. There's another song. That's amazing. So excited for that.
Metal had its first headlining
like
arena
Body
show
Slam,
in the US,
Body Slam,
which was held at the Forum in Los Angeles to coincide with the release of their new album,
Forum,
with Momo as one of their Avengers that night.
Yes.
The show would also feature the new additions to the Kami band, as 4 members from the US were added to the lineup.
Wow.
The album, titled Metal Galaxy, had 14 tracks on the international release and featured various artists.
I need to react to Papaya with F Hero. I need to. Just saying.
Among them, Tim Henson and Scott LePage
a lot of
Polyphia
these songs I have
on the song
not heard.
Brand New Day, and Joachim Broden from Sabaton on O Maginai. The Japanese version of the album also featured 2 exclusive
A lot
tracks,
of features.
BMC, which would later be released worldwide as a digital single, as well as Up, Down, Left, Right, BBAB, which to this day
Love
has
that
never
title.
been performed live. In
Ooh,
exchange, the international version would feature the English version of the song Elevator Girl. Somehow I think everyone not in Japan got the short end of the stick. By the
That's
end of the Metal
usually how it
Galaxy
is.
tour, which ended in March of 2020, Momo had become the only Avenger still actively performing with Babymetal.
Wow.
On October 30th of 2020, Babymetal was featured on Bring Me the Horizon's track King Slayer.
Yep.
Both bands had been friends since they had met at the Kerrang Awards in 2015 and supported each other ever since, with Babymetal bringing them on their 2019 tour in Japan. So in honor of that friendship, Bring Me the Horizon wanted them featured on their post-human survival
Hell
horror
yeah.
EP. Moving into their 10th anniversary, Babymetal was then invited to Kohaku, NHK's 71st annual television event held on December 31st of 2020.
Wow.
This would be their first time, and the honor of performing at the event is by invitation, and only the most successful Japanese singing acts are invited. It is a big highlight for their career,
Wow.
as it is typically
Didn't
the
even know this
biggest television
existed.
event in Japan.
What?
The artists are split
It's like
up
the
into
Oscars
teams
of Japan.
all male and all female, and at the end of the show, the judges and the audience vote to determine who performed better. The
Miele.
female team won that year, which
In the
they
red
hadn't
dress,
done
Miele,
since
love her.
2016. Starting in January
Crazy
of
seeing Miele on the
2021,
same stage as
Babymetal would
Babymetal.
perform once again at the Budokan. They held 10 shows from January to April
What?
to celebrate their 10th anniversary, as well as
That's
the final
nuts.
chapter of the Metal Resistance era. And all 10 shows featured all 10 songs off the best of album they released, as well
That's
as the return of some
nuts.
fan favorites that hadn't been performed in years. On October 11th, Babymetal released a piano rendition of the one titled Stairway to Living Legend, and with it, they announced their hiatus by saying that they were going to be sealed from the world.
What?
Babymetal then went dark without any appearances, and it caused many to speculate over the following months that Babymetal had ended.
Wow.
Meanwhile, during the hiatus, Momo appeared on Girls Planet 9.
Before we get into Momo stuff, like, that's crazy to think that this hiatus could have just been the end, and I wouldn't be here reacting to all of this because all of the stuff that I've listened to from Babymetal, my first ever reaction on this channel from Babymetal was the Bake Off song where they featured on Bloodywood's song. And then I listened to Megutsune, which, like, again, I wouldn't be reacting to them. Throughout just my life listening to J-Rock, I've always seen Babymetal sprinkled across YouTube and Reddit and here and there in mentions and murmurs and whispers, and it just feels like these breadcrumbs that were led to this moment where I finally made this channel, started reacting. And so just thinking that that could have been the end, and then maybe that would have stopped me from being here with you guys, it's just crazy. Like the butterfly effect, right? It's nuts.
9, a Korean reality show to compete to become a K-pop idol for a new group.
What?
She introduced herself.
Imagine Momo, like, in, like, New Jeans. Momo could have been in freaking New Jeans. Or maybe it's a little bit too late. She could have been freaking Twice or Red Velvet.
By playing Blackpink on a kazoo.
Blackpink. So random.
I think we are all very
I freaking
grateful she
love
was
her.
never
That's
serious
so
about
random.
winning this competition. Some
Yeah,
of the
that is
speculation of
random as hell.
Babymetal's disbandment was alleviated
I love that.
when on April 1st of 2022, Babymetal revealed the Other One Restoration Project.
Yeah, they just needed a
which
little bit of a
proceeded
break.
to slowly release snippets of new songs over the months, leading up to the October announcement of a new album, a return concert in 2023, and the release of their first single. Hey, wait, doesn't that look like Momo? Nah, it could just be me seeing things. On January 28th and 29th of 2023, Babymetal held their concerts signifying their return, with Momo once again appearing as the Avenger. During these concerts and the performance of Doki Doki Morning would mark the first
Dr.
time
Strange.
3 unnamed performers would appear from the Metalverse, a multiverse of parallel worlds.
So
This new
random.
trio then proceeded to perform the song with Baby
But
Metal
dope as hell.
while in a mirror formation to them.
That's
It
crazy.
was quickly figured out by fans that the lead singer was Miko Todaka, formerly of Sakura Gakuin.
Oh,
And
wow.
the two backup dancers were Sakia Kimura,
That's kind of cool,
also
actually.
formerly of SG, and
Can I watch this show live? Is this available? Is this entire show available live? I would love to watch it. Putting that on the list. Is it on my list? You guys gotta let me know.
Kokona Kato from a Muse camp. These concerts would also be the last time to date that we would see the Eastern members of the Kami band perform with Baby Metal.
That's so cool.
Then
What a
at the
cool
end of the
concept.
concerts, there was an indication that Baby Metal would finally get a long-awaited third member.
Hell
and caused
yeah,
a spiral
Momo.
of debates online about who it would be. Though I think it's likely
Is it not
Momo.
obvious at this point?
On March 10th, Baby Metal made their first appearance on The First Take, a YouTube channel where
Those
artists would perform a song of
so
theirs
good.
in only one
So good.
attempt. They chose a special piano rendition of Monochrome, a single off their album, The Other One, that then released on the 24th and was the final album they released as a duo. The next set of concerts took place on April 1st and 2nd, and the first day would proceed.
So that Other One album was released as a duo. It's really interesting. So Monochrome is from that duo album. Really cool. I remember a lot of comments at the time that I reacted to those First Take videos, and you know, I heard some things you guys tried to give context to what was going on, but now watching this, it all makes sense now. Your comments, and I feel like I'm going to go back and reread a lot of your comments because it makes a lot of sense now.
To cause panic and anxiety among concert attendees as it repeatedly talked about the death and end of Baby Metal.
Oh.
While the new trio of girls did not replace Baby Metal, they did make an appearance again at both of these concerts when they performed karate alongside them. Then at the end of the first
I need
night,
to see that.
the long-awaited new member was announced.
Let's go. Yes.
Momo had said she was anxious going into these concerts as she was worried that Baby Metal fans wouldn't accept her, and all three of the girls were relieved as the cheers erupted. Sue and Moa had determined that the chaos of only two members had to end for them
That's
to continue
amazing.
on.
I got
and
shivers right
decided
now.
That the only way forward for
I
Baby
need to
Metal
see this show
was
as
as
well.
a trio with Momo.
This better
And
be
we're
available.
incredibly grateful.
What is the
she
name
was
of the
willing to
show?
take
Tell
on
me in the
burden
comment
of joining a
section
group
now.
with such a
What is the
long
name of the show?
established
Give me
history.
all the details. I need it.
So
I
they
need a
decided
link.
to put an end to the old Baby Metal and re-establish the
I need to
group
know what
with the
year,
three of them.
the link,
With
everything.
the death and end of the old Baby Metal came the beginning of an all-new
Legit, pause. Put this show. This seems like a definitive show. I will get to it. I need that in the comment section now. I will get to it. I don't care if it's this year, the end of this year. I need to watch this show. Obviously, everything in chronological order, right?
Baby Metal, and with it, a newly revised logo. From the end of these two concerts, they would then venture into the Metalverse for their new story arc that would replace the previous 10-year-long Metal Resistance. The new tour would then kick off with them supporting Sabaton on their European tour, something that was announced in 2022, which makes me wonder why people were so worried during the concert.
Right.
On August 18th, they released a new single titled Metali, featuring Tom Morello,
Whoa,
which would
Tom
be the first song
Morello?
ever
I haven't heard
released
this song.
as the new Baby Metal. They would go on to perform
need
it
to hear
live
that.
with their return to Summer Sonic as the headliner of the Mountain stage.
Summer
This was also
Sonic.
the festival that the mysterious trio would return once again, after their appearances at the Baby Metal concerts earlier in the year. The new kawaii metal group were named Metalverse, and was another
Metalverse.
brainchild of Koba, and this name will never cause any confusion at all, ever. Instead of the three members they had as they mirrored Baby Metal,
Sarcasm.
there were now five, and performing their
wait,
own music.
what?
Joining the original three were Miki Yagi and Yume Nozaki, both former SG members, and the latter, who then left Amuse on March 31st of 2024. Then Baby Metal went on to their North
It seems like Koba was trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice. Did it work out, guys? I don't know yet.
American part of the tour when the unthinkable happened. Someone threw something at them, a bracelet, which Moa happily accepted, and started a chain reaction of gifts thrown at them through the rest of their tour. Then beginning on October 31st, a musical festival called Next Fest was held in Japan by Bring Me the Horizon, and Babymetal performed there in support of them. On all 4 days of the event, the two bands finally performed the song Kingslayer together.
Hell yeah.
As the 2023-24 tour came to a close in March, another collaborative song was released titled Leave It All Behind, with F-Hero and the Thai rock band Body Slam.
That's so good.
Now that the anniversary of the formation of the new Babymetal has passed, is the point where we come to the end of the guide. There was only so much room, with many festivals, shows, and events that couldn't be included. So I only covered what I thought was the most interesting and most relevant for the current state of Babymetal. The group is progressing at a faster pace and doing things they have never done before, with many more festivals and shows in the future, including their own music festival in Japan, which is scheduled in May. Maybe when it becomes a necessity, I will make an update to this guide. Other than that, as for what the future holds for Babymetal,
only the fox god knows.
Exactly.
Guys, that was my reaction to the not so extensive guide to Babymetal on the, the Fox God, the Fox song. Gotta check that out again. What is it called? A Fox song. A Fox song. I have to thank you, A Fox Song, for putting this together. So my deepest gratitude. Thank you so much for putting together this guide. It was so informative to watch. I feel a deeper connection to this group now. I feel like I can now understand these small references that people make in the comment section. It makes me want to honestly go back to all my Babymetal stuff and just read all the comments again and watch my own reactions and just kind of go down my journey up into this point as we kind of bookend this chapter of Babymetal and go into our next chapter, which is going to be live shows in chronological order, followed by hopefully in the fall going and exploring all their music videos from start to finish. This journey is nowhere from being over, and of course, if they are releasing a new album anytime soon, we are going to follow that from the beginning and announcement through inception, through teasers and singles, through collabs, all the way to the live stuff. So I feel like they are a staple here. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you're not going anywhere. If there's anything I missed, if there's anything you want to mention, please put it in the comment section down below. Let me know which live show you are most looking forward to me reacting to. We are going to start off with Legend 1997 as requested. I have to really shout out a couple of Patreons, as well as Ganimal being someone who's just been really concise in the way they communicate which shows I should react to. Thank you so much to those who've been providing these guides and these links and just where I should start. It really helps guide me. You guys know best, so I really appreciate that. Guys, I'm going to end it here until we meet again. I'm going to see you all in the next one.